They say, the sea gives up, it's dead. But what about the lake? What about a lake so profoundly, aggressively salty that nothing natural dares to rot in it? A lake that, if you listen closely enough, sounds like a whisper in a dry cave. This is the Great Salt Lake, Utah, an inland sea, a geological anomaly, and, until recently, a very large, very boring puddle of concentrated disappointment. For decades, the most terrifying thing about it was the smell on a hot August day. People came here to float, not to flee, but then the water level dropped. A slow, agonizing, climate-driven drain, revealing vast, cracked stretches of brine-soaked earth. It was a disaster, of course, for the ecosystem, for the local economy. But for Usui, the connoisseurs of the uncanny, it was an opening, a stage curtain drawn back on a scene that should not, could not, exist. This is the story of something colossal, something blue, and something impossibly, inexplicably, far from home. The first reports were laughed out of the newsroom. A salt-encrusted leviathan, a giant, briny blubberberg, fishermen, well, let's call them brine, shrimper spotted at first. A dark shape, longer than a school bus, momentarily surfacing in the south arm, where the water is less a liquid and more a reluctant sludge. It was a joke. It had to be. After all, the Great Salt Lake is about 23% salt. No marine mammal can survive that osmotic hellscape for 5 minutes, let alone whatever time had passed since this thing arrived. Yet, the joke stopped the day the thermal imaging arrived. The shape was there, moving, but it wasn't just one shape. It was a signature, a low-frequency acoustic pattern. The unmistakable, signature song of the blue whale, the largest animal on Earth. Here, in Utah, 700 miles from the Pacific Ocean. In a body of water that kills bacteria out of spite. It was the biological equivalent of finding a grand piano on Mars. No one knew how they got here. No one knew how they were surviving. And that, dear viewer, is when the funny stopped and the fear began. Because to keep a secret this big, this impossible, means something far more chilling than a mere fluke of migration. It means something wants to be here. Or perhaps something is making them stay. We dispatched the research team, a group of skeptical, state-funded academics led by Dr. Anya Sharma. Her specialty was ancient microbial life, not creatures with hearts the size of small cars. The irony wasn't lost on her. We're looking for extreme life, she joked to the camera upon arrival, her eyes wide with a professional dread. But this is just extreme wrong. They tried to tag one. They used acoustic monitoring buoys, drones, and even a specially engineered submersibly glorified bathysphere built to withstand the punishing salinity. Every piece of equipment, every attempt to get close, was met with the same profound, aquatic hostility. The whales were coordinated. Too coordinated. They didn't breach for air. They performed a synchronized slow roll, the massive blue surfaces slicing the viscous water with chilling precision. They didn't eat the brine shrimp, the only abundant life in the lake. Their stomachs, when observed briefly by a remotely operated vehicle, seemed empty. And their calls, that's where the science utterly derailed. The blue whale song, normally a majestic, low-frequency bellow used for communication across vast ocean distances, was different here. Warped. Dr. Sharma described it as too uniform, too cyclical, almost like a metronome designed to induce madness. It wasn't communication. It was repetition. It wasn't organic. It was programmed. Imagine the sound of a living creature, billions of years of evolution, distilled down to a simple, rhythmic noise that seems to vibrate the very salt crystals in the air. The team recorded a pattern, 7 repeating notes, always followed by a sound they couldn't identify, a high-pitched screechish sound that didn't belong to any known animal on Earth. It was an interjection, a response. Someone, or something, was answering the whales. The lake, once a symbol of serene emptiness, had become a prison. A perfect, inescapable cage for these colossal, beautiful captives. The mystery wasn't how they got in. The chilling throat-closing question was, what price is the Great Salt Lake exacting for keeping them alive? And what happens when the song finally stops? If the chilling spectacle of colossal saltwater secrets trapped 700 miles inland keeps you up tonight, then you're exactly where we want you. Hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Because the Great Salt Lake is drying up, and every day that passes brings us closer to the terrifying truth of what lies beneath the closed cruster, what might surface when the music stops. Tell us in the comments, is this a dark joke of nature, or evidence of a deeper, more chilling intelligence guiding the pod? Share this documentary with someone who loves a mystery, and let them decide if they can still look at the horizon without expecting a massive blue shadow to rise from the brine.